Hello, what is up? So, exciting news. The 9070 XT is back in, and there is something I've noticed which is quite interesting. So I'm back on this. I've enabled all FSR 4. I've preloaded most of these games that I'm going to look at with the. I'm going to look at that, but I've installed Optiscaler on that one. But there is a difference still with that, which is quite interesting. And it just feels like, even when you do Optiscaler, it's like they've whitelisted it or something, because it is coming up in the menu as I'll show you. It will be interesting. So the first one I want to check out, we'll have a look at Ratchet and Clank, because what I want to do is actually look at FSR 4 performance, quality, balance, like I did on Nvidia with DLSS 4. So I've got the afterburner ready. And this is the interesting thing. It's not actually showing up on here, but what I'll show is I think it was showing up on this one. There. So now it is FSR 4.0.1, where before it was 0. So this is a new version of FSR 4, which is quite exciting. So it's got to be better. And I did notice that even with Optiscaler, once I updated Rebirth. So first we'll have a look at this Monster Hunter. I'm going to have to do the shaders again, which is annoying. So, but hopefully it don't take too long once we finish the others. If we don't get time, I won't bother with that game, because it is a bad looking game. So, what is this? Connect to PSN. Oh, don't. That's the first time that's come up. So, I've configured my settings, and it's on FSR 4 in the app. Let me just double check. Oh, yeah. So that is active. So, audio. Let's just make sure that ain't too loud. It's not usually a problem with this game, but you can never be too short. And I've lowered it anyway, right? So we go into the game.
Let's get back to the ship, shall we?
So,
yes. Oh,
I mean,
have an easier time building a new
I didn't really
connection
see
here.
much difference at all
So,
when I looked at DLSS 4 to this.
Back there?
I did?
You did. Looks like you're a natural even in my dimension.
Thank you, Rivet.
I mean, again, it's very, very similar to me now. But I imagine, because the new drivers, the Adrenalin drivers, I imagine it's all been updated to FSR 4.0.1 now. So we'll have a look at. I mean, that seems to be. I think the FPS seems better now, which is interesting. So maybe they've improved FPS for certain games as well. I did have some slight issues with this, trying to get the FPS to load up, so maybe that's been improved. I'm not sure about that. So we'll go straight to. Could try balanced. So that would be. Well, balance speed. 860p, I think. I think quality is 960p. Oh, that still looks really good. That does balanced. So that's impressive. Yeah, that that looks really good. Alright. So I mean, let's have a look at performance. No, if I did, I tried balanced on DLSS 4. I don't think I did. I tried performance, didn't I? So I don't know why you've got fresh LT on there. Right, so this is performance. That looks the same as quality. Definitely, that looks the same. Now this is interesting because on Nvidia, on the DLSS 4 performance on there, I was looking at the face of my character and it got a bit more pixelated, but I'm honestly not seeing a difference. So I wonder, is FSR 4 doing a better job when you go to performance at 1440p? That, I don't know. I wouldn't like to say this early on before my other games I'm going to do, but yeah, that's really impressive. That, I mean, I'm not noticing a difference really at all. For me, it looks virtually the same. I mean, I don't know if anyone else has tested this on YouTube, but for me, I'm literally not seeing a difference in this game. I don't know. So I'm just testing it in this spot. Because if I do extensive tests, I'm just going through it'd be a really long video if I keep doing like long tests in each. Because I'll mainly go by what I see on my character, and you should be able to see by that anyway. Because you usually see oh, what's going on? Yeah, you usually see more blur, more shimmering or whatever in the image when you go to quality from performance. I can usually see it straight away. So, and I'm not seeing anything like that. So that is really good for me. I'll have another look. Because this is really aggressive upscaling this at 1440p to 720p. So it's taking the 720p and upscaling to 1440p basically. And this is 3440, so it's a bit more demanding than your standard 25 1440p, 2550. So that is really good. That. Oh, there you go. That is. I'm impressed with that. That's really good. That. So I definitely saw on DLSS 4 where the face of my character looks a bit more. I definitely saw a loss in quality of my character, and these are the things I look for when I'm going from quality to performance. In Spider-Man, it's a bit different because you can swing about, and it's a bit easier to test for that as well. But right, so well, that is really good. That. I don't know if they've improved. I mean, it's as I said, FSR 4.0.1, but I think I only tested quality on the first version anyway of FSR 4. Yeah, so I'm impressed with that. So the next one will be a Rebirth. I mean, I did like FSR 4 more on this one anyway. And on the opti scaler, and I've noticed this come up, FSR 4 0.0.1 on here. So I don't know if this bloke he's made up Optiscale, he's working with AMD on the side or something. That's what I think. It wouldn't surprise me because it's like AMD must know that people are gonna update it, so they must be doing that. And one thing I've noticed on here is it is sharper on the screen when compared to, and I've not even got that on yet. So I always forget that. I don't know why they can't just bloody update that Square Enix, so I don't have to keep doing this shit. But this is a really good uplist for ultra wide, and that you get updates and they actually give you support for the games that don't have it, so that's good. Got it off YouTube. Some guy who does it. Lifesaver, that is. Right, so what on that cunt? I did notice that on my 4090 that didn't come up straight away. Alright. Right, still on. I mean, if it don't work the first time, it usually works the second time. There we go. Alright. So, yeah, I mean, it does. It's a slight thing, but I just noticed it's a bit sharper on the screen. Anyway, so that works from. So we got FSR 4 on there. So that is definitely on. Alright. So I want to see if the same thing happens on the hair. Alright. Oh yeah. See, on this happens on Nvidia and AMD where you first load into the game and it gives you a few stutters and it's like it's got to smooth out for a bit. Alright. So. Yeah, I mean for me the hair and the face even gives it a more natural look when you're looking at it on FSR 4. It's like over sharpened on DLSS, definitely. So I want to right. Let's have a look on it. Yes, it's not as sharp around the edges. For me, it's just about right. And even I find the contrast is just about right on the character, like the shadows. It's not as high in contrast. So that's another thing I prefer on this. It's not over sharpened or overly blurry. I think they've just got it about right, and that's as good as you're going to get at 40 and 40p. So for me, that is better on FSR 4. So if we go 66, right, so yeah, that does actually get worse on here as well. So the same thing is happening on here when you go to quality. Let's go out to the light. So is that happening with that? Yeah, it is happening. So it's got to be a game issue. It's got to be a game issue, this one. I mean, it's happening on. It's happening on both of them. So this is maybe this game just ain't. You got to go to 4K. So we go to performance.
Are we in danger here?
Yeah. See, so it seems like that's the game issue, that. So it's nothing to do with upscalers. So at least I know that.
Attention all passengers.
So you go down there.
Return to your cabin and remain there. Military personnel are
there you
report
are.
to the deck
Over here,
immediately.
quickly. The whole ship is crawling with fiends. They're
So
everywhere.
this is on performance
Please,
FSR
you have
4.
to help.
But that don't shimmer as much when you pan the
Good.
camera there.
I'll round up the stragglers.
That's
But
what I've
there's a lot
noticed.
of ground to cover. You, give me a hand.
So it is more
Lead
unstable
the way.
when you
Thanks.
go
Follow me.
performance on FSR 4. But it's not as over sharpened. So
Come on.
for me that's better. You see, it's more stable there as well compared to the DLSS 4. So even though there's a loss of quality, it looks worse on DLSS 4 for me. So it's definitely pretty similar, but it's just a bit better on FSR 4.
I got it covered here.
But when we go to FSR 4 native, I'd find that to be a lot better.
I got it covered here.
So it's not over sharpened, neither is it blurry. So for me that's just about perfect on it.
Covered here.
I don't notice it like I do
Safety of the passengers at all costs.
on DLSS 4, or DOAA as they call it for native on there. So yeah.
Ensure the safety of the passengers.
What about the age? Oh, aliasing looks alright on there in this part, so that looks, I'd say that looks the same
Keep it together.
as the DLSS 4.
Ensure the safety.
So there's not much in it, to be honest. There's not much in it at all. But for a personal, just for a personal preference, I do
Safety of the passengers.
prefer the hair quality on FSR 4 because it just looks more natural to me. It just feels a bit more pixelated, I'd say, and more over sharpened, and it shimmers more on DLSS 4. So we'll have another look. On both of them it gets worse when you go quality on there, but
I got it covered here.
I'm not noticing it as much on FSR 4.
Passengers at all costs.
Although it ain't to my standards when you go quality, and the performance ain't to my standards. So on both, and I'd say on both AMD and Nvidia, I'd have to play 100%. So I'd have to go FSR 4 at AA, which is the native. I'd rather play it on this, just a little more than I would on DOAA on the 4090. So there's not much in it.
I got it covered here. Ensure the safety of the passengers at all costs.
And what was the other thing? The other thing I think is the contrast is just a bit more natural as well on FSR 4 on it.
Ensure the safety of the
So that's my opinion on that. But yeah, they both get worse when you go balanced and performance on that. Not balanced, because it's just not got balance on that. So quality and performance, they both get worse with the hair quality. So that seems to be one of them games where at 1440p, if you render below, well, even below the native, it's going to look worse for some reason. I don't know why on that game, but as I said, some engines are going to be, they're not going to be happy with you doing that. They're going to be a bit temperamental with it. So that one's done. Oh yeah, Shadows was the other one I wanted to look at. I might just set that because that's going to take too long with the shaders. So we'll have a look at that. Let's go Spider-Man first. So again, they should all be the new version now. Alright. So I won't change, because I know how these games, as I keep saying, they bug out when you change settings too many times in the game once you load out, because it's just an Insomniac feature by the looks of it. That's what they like to do. Sometimes it won't even work unless you put frame generation on in their launcher. Yeah, but that shimmering just before I went on up the stairs on Rebirth, that happens on both. So that looks exactly, that's definitely a game issue. Yeah, like we saw in Spider-Man, we had that shimmering on one of the buildings in the window, and that was definitely happening at native as well. So there's going to be visual bugs that even happen. So it's a game issue, but maybe that cleans up at 4K on Rebirth, that stuff. So I didn't really like the look of that. So that weren't good. So see, it's actually come up FSR 4. Yeah. So it's definitely, it should be a better version than what we were seeing. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any differences. So they're my optimised settings. So it has saved them. Alright, so first I want to have a look at the quality, because one thing I did notice was that aliasing when I was swinging about.
Raven's really going after everyone.
I will be changing.
Black Cat is safe.
Switch the feet up. Goes to that same spot. Got the red suit on.
Moving on.
Alright, so alright. Alright, so we go. Alright. Alright, so look down there. Huh. The FPS has dropped low here, hasn't it? I don't know if it's still low. Is that bugged out? So I didn't change my settings from last time. Oh, now it's going up. So my usage, for some reason, is going low. I didn't notice on Ratchet and Clank when I first loaded that up. It took a while to load the bloody, it's like it took a while to get the FPS up to what it should be. Don't know if it does some sort of shaders. If we put frame generation on, that might just smooth out. Just so I don't want to be having all that lag shit. At least that smooths out the clarity, and that might get the GPU to 99 usage. Yeah, that's better. It does seem to be designed with fucking frame generation, this game. Right, so... That's interesting. That's stable, because I remember that. I remember more instability with a gate there on FSR 4, so has that smoothed that up? Well, I think that's literally... That fixed all the aliasing on the buildings. Huh, maybe they've been listening to me, because I did say that the aliasing was worse on FSR 4. Maybe it was a bit too overly sharp on the FSR 4 on this game. Yeah, that is completely gone. Wow. So that looks the same as a DLSS 4 now, to me. That is impressive, isn't it? Yeah, because on DLSS 4, as I said, if you've watched my previous video, when I was swinging about, the aliasing was weren't a lot worse, but you could see it was more unstable on objects when you're swinging about, and now I'm not seeing any of that. At 1440p anyway, that was doing it, which is this resolution that I'm using, and now I'm not seeing any of that. So it might have been, as I said, because it's immature technology, there will be some slight issues with it early on, but now that is completely stable. Well, I'm pleased about that, because that's one thing on this game. When I was using FSR 4, it was a bit off-putting, so I was preferring DLSS 4, but now they're actually looking the same, so that is good. Right, so let's do what we was going to do. We're going to go to performance. Alright, so will that get... But that suit, I haven't seen any change there. Yeah, no change with the aliasing. So I wonder if that has changed on the Last of Us Part 2 as well. Maybe the aliasing is better on this version of FSR 4. Because that's the only thing. Maybe it was a bit tad for objects, where you got objects like that where it's really thin, sort of cable line, telephone lines, gates and stuff like that. Maybe they've improved the stability of that. Obviously it is AI upscaling, so maybe it's been trained to deal with that better. I don't know, but that definitely, this is a big improvement, I'd say. Well, that again, I'd say that's a tie on this game between DLSS 4 and FSR 4. That looks just as good. So that's interesting. So I've literally tested this at the right time, really. So look at that again. So right, so we've done that. I think we'll have a look at this. I mean, it's so damn close, FSR 4 and DLSS 4 for me. It's not even worth worrying about. It might come down to personal preference in some games. So, I mean, for me, FSR 3 is the worst, obviously. Then it goes DLSS 3. And then for me, it's like FSR 4, DLSS 4, neck and neck. That's what it feels like now. I know a lot of people saying DLSS 4 is the best, but I don't know, after what I've seen, I think it's very, very close. So in some games it's going to be, no, that's FSR 4, and this is using OptiScaler. It's even updated to the latest version on that. So they're doing something with these latest drivers that coincide with it. Right, so what? I just want to have a look at that since it's a new version. So I'll be doing my usual tests on this game. So, of course we get the usual fuckers there trying to start on me. Oh, I'll run away. Oh, I've run away from that. Alright, so this is where I usually go. Might just take these fuckers out. Ha, that was a nice dodge. Yeah, too slow, mate. Right, so this is FSR 4 native. And I was really happy with that. So we'll look at the air quality. I mean, there is nothing wrong with that for me. Again, if I'm looking at his fringe, I think that is more defined for the hair quality. That does look good, that. I mean, I think I might even prefer FSR 4 on this compared to DLSS 4. For me, it just pops out. If you're looking at his hair at the front, it seems to be more defined on the fringe, and there seems to be a better contrast looking at his face features for me. It's like it's just a bit more clearer on his face. Let's have a look at quality. First of all, let's actually, yeah, I want to concentrate on his face first. So that is on quality. Alright.
I'll teach you some. Ready for a beatdown?
Is that? Ah, these fucking. Fucking, they're so annoying, these fuckers. I like testing this bit, but they always fucking come along. Right. So. Alright, before I was really interrupted. Alright, so for me, I don't think there's much of a difference at all there between native and quality. Yeah, I mean, it looks slightly cleaner, I'd say. There's nothing off-putting for me though. It's definitely very close, DLSS4 to this. But I think for me, a bit like Rebirth, it definitely it don't get as bad at quality or performance like on Rebirth. But for me, this edges it. FSR 4 is probably edging it. Yeah. I mean, this update might have even made it look better. I might just go straight to performance because I'm interested. So I didn't like the look of performance on DLSS 4. Yeah, I mean, definitely his face is still more pronounced. So that looks better at performance for me on FSR 4. Oh, here we go again. Didn't know that. Yeah, they don't usually interrupt me that much. No, it seems like we're getting more of them. Right, so I think that edges it on DLSS. On DLSS it was worse than this. On DLSS 4. That's interesting. So I wonder if this has improved on the alias in here. If we go... Well, I'm not there now. Alright, so if we go to native, so I usually look at the gate up here. So that is native. That looks very stable. No. Again, that might be better than the first update. So FSR 4.0.0, I looked at this on. And now if this is a FSR 4.0.1, which is obviously the better version. Yeah, that's about the same as it was on DLSS 4 with the stability. Yeah, so I'd say that's exactly the same. So if we go quality, does that get worse? But that looks the same for me. So that is I think I'd be happy to use quality on this at 1440p on FSR 4 or native. I don't think there's much difference at all with that. I think it's just slightly sharper on the hair on the FSR 4 native. I'd say it's, yeah, slightly sharper. So that is still the best. So, which it should be anyway, because it is literally 100% resolution. So another thing I noticed, that FPS has gone up compared to last time. I was only getting 60 FPS before. So that the FPS has gone right up on this. So that's good. So it looks like we're getting not only slightly better image quality, better alias, and we're getting better FPS on some games now with that this Adrenalin update. So that's good, isn't it? So I'm literally getting about 30 FPS more, which is really good. I'm liking that because I really like this game. So yeah, I mean, obviously I'd go with native FSR 4 on this, pretty much like I would on the 4090 on this game at 1440p. But I wouldn't be against using quality, if I'm being honest, because that I'd say it looks slightly better than it did on DLSS 4, because I'm not really seeing much of a difference at all. Although it is slightly better, only very slightly better on the native with the FSR 4 AO. So that looked good, didn't it? I mean, let's go let's forget about balance. Let's just go to the performance and see if that gate shimmers a lot more. No, that wow, that is still virtually the same, isn't it? Bloody hell. Alright, so what we'll do, so we go native, because my next test will be on them boats again. Again, these don't, so you still shimmers, because you literally can't do much, as I showed you on the video. Native just won't clear it up anyway. So you literally got to stand still and just look at it like this. Then just see if it gets less unstable, really. So quality. I mean, it's not any difference really, I don't think there. It's still shimmering even at native, isn't it? Virtually the same. Virtually the same. So if we go performance, it seems to just shimmer. What? It's a weird game for that. As I said, it just seems to shimmer no matter what. But then you can bet your life it would get worse on FSR 3. So there's no getting rid of that. No getting rid of that whatsoever. And what we can do, we can show what happens. I don't think I can do it on this unless I go. So I'd have to pretty much go on that, apply it from the Optiscaler menu. So now that's on the latest version anyway. So the way I'd have to do it. Oh yeah, I know. Well, I was able to move that before. Anyway, we can see it. So the way I was doing it before, if we go FSR 3.1, there you go, see how much worse that is. So that's on FSR 3.1. So then we go to FSR 4.0.1 and it clears it up. Don't totally clear it up, but that's the best you're going to get on this game. So for me, there's no difference between quality and performance on this one when you're looking at this. Yeah, no difference to me. So there's no way of getting rid. All you can do is minimise it a bit on that. But I always like to look at them boats. But if I'm looking at performance, which was the main reason I wanted to look at these videos, to just compare DLSS4 and FSR4 performance. For me, that just looks more pristine when you're looking at his face. It don't go as blurry on FSR4. Yeah, and the other thing, I did look back on my 4090 video, and I noticed the grass got a lot worse, more shimmery on performance mode on the DLSS4. So the grass holds better. It's more stable, the grass on there on FSR4 when I'm doing that. I definitely 100% noticed that. So for me, FSR4 wins at performance mode on there, which is very, very good, I think. So I'm not literally gonna lie. I'm gonna say it how I see it, because I definitely noticed that being more shimmery when I was doing that. So this is what I look at. And I think it definitely it's improved a bit as well since the last update, FSR4. So that's really good. I'm really impressed with that. So that is done. So I think, so I said that was a, yeah, that was a tie, wasn't it, that one? Spider-Man 2. I'd say that looks a bit better on FSR4 at performance. So FSR4 was better on that. As a personal choice, I just like the air quality. I'd say it was virtually the same on that, apart from the air. Again, people who've watched my videos just know I just slightly prefer the hair. It looks more natural to me when I'm using the native option with FSR4 AA. But there's not much in it. I mean, now I've seen it still shimmers. It literally shimmers on DLSS4 and FSR4 in that bit. I was just before I went up the stairs. You saw some weird shadow effects on the floor, and that seems to be a game problem. So I think that game, if you don't want to see all that, I'd suggest playing that at 4K, because I think that should hopefully clear up. So this will be the last one. So I want to have a look at that. So I have preloaded it. I mean, FSR, not FSR, DLSS4 looked really good at performance on this. Now I think I did check this out before anyway on FSR4, and it looked really good on performance. So I'm expecting it now. It should look even better now after this latest update. I didn't even expect this update today, and I saw it come out, and I thought, I'm gonna have to put it back in the 9070 XD. I pretty much on the 4090, I've literally seen everything anyway I wanted to. Right. See, for me, that is perfect. I mean, it's not too sharp, and it's not, you know what I mean? It's just about right. It's a natural look. And the thing I noticed when I loaded in last time on DLSS4, it looks a bit overly sharp because, but this just looks perfect to me. But you can turn the sharpness down this, so it's not the end of the world. So I'd just turn it down. But I think it's on what's it on? So it's on quality. I don't want to make sure that fucking, because that's what I realised was making me lose FPS on the Nvidia. So that is off. That I don't know why they try and force this crap on from default, because that winds me up. That. So that is off. Right. So we've got quality. Alright, so we're on quality. Getting over 60, everything maxed, which is pretty optimal for me. Maybe performance has even been improved on there. I mean, that's gone up, isn't it? So once I fixed my issues on the 4090, it was getting about 80 FPS. So let's have a look. This bulk down here seems to be where it dips. Alright, so let's have a look at the... I mean, that looks brilliant to me. The hair's brilliant. The face looks nice. Nothing wrong with that. You know, all the vegetation looks nice. Yeah, obviously that looks great. That looks bloody brilliant. As I said, it don't look overly sharp. It doesn't look too blurry. It's something FSR 4 is doing for me that just makes it look brilliant. So we'll have a look at that performance now. So could check out balance. I mean, might as well. Native will obviously be better. So we go balanced. Thing with balance, I usually find only gives you a little bit more FPS, but then it used to not degrade the image quality that much, but that still looks great to me. I mean, I'd have no issue playing it at balanced. So it can be a happy medium. So if you want just a bit more FPS. I mean, I actually think this looks even better than the first update now. So they've definitely been doing some work on it. Maybe that's why it took them so long, because they want to make sure they get it right. I mean, that looks fucking brilliant to me. That is amazingly good at balanced. Because that is 860p, isn't it? And you get rent, so that's at 40 and 40p. Right, so I'm literally expecting performance to be good now. Right. Yeah, I mean, that is looking pretty good. Pretty good, as that bloke would say from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Larry David. So you get more FPS. For me, I'd still be using quality, because I just think there must be a difference. But I mean, if you needed to use performance, I mean, now I'm not literally seeing a difference. So I mean, this is really aggressive upscaling. This is 720p upscaling to 1440p. So if you got a weaker graphics card, just a shame if they can backport FSR 4 somehow to RDNA 3. That would be really good. I mean, I didn't see a difference there, changing performance to quality. So that is fucking good, that. Well, I've got to say, I'm really impressed. I can safely say this update has made it even better, because you only got to look at Spider-Man. If you look at my previous video, the aliasing was running when I was swinging about, and now it's not. So they've definitely improved it, and I'm seeing that. So I'd have to say it's a tie between DLSS 4 and FSR 4 on this, because they both look really good at performance, balance, and quality. But maybe I'm just about preferring FSR 4 because I just find it's just a bit overly sharp, but then you can adjust the sharpness. I'd say it's a tie because I don't want to be unfair because I'm not an AMD fanboy, but I do have a preference usually for just how they do things. But I'm not. I will say it's a tie. That is my official conclusion on this because they both look really good on this. So it would be unfair to say FSR 4 wins on this, but I can have a personal preference. So there you go. I mean, I was really impressed with that. That is really good. Yeah, I mean, I will check out some more games, definitely. But fuck me, that FSR 4.0.1 update is fucking good. Because I've seen an improvement in that. Yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. So, oh. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.